my legacy and the legacy I hope to continue into the future with this show.
Derek Fairfield claims he was injured when a reckless teammate threw a bat during a softball game. Justin Rodriguez says Mr. Fairfield was standing too close to the batter's box, so he's responsible for his own injuries.
Mr. Fairfield, you are suing Mr. Rodriguez for $750 for injuries you sustained due to his negligence, according to you. Tell me what happened.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, I just want to say the defendant over here, Justin, he thinks he's Babe Ruth. He takes softball way too seriously. Like literally, he'll slide into base. He'll run into the person standing there, even though like he's already out. He can't take a joke at all for anything.
You guys are on the same softball team?
Yes, ma'am. We are.
All right. And how long have you been on the same softball team?
About.
Hold on one second. I'm going to talk to him first because he's the plaintiff, and the plaintiff comes in with the burden of proof. So he first has to state his complaint, and then you get to defend it.
Sorry, ma'am.
Go ahead.
So we've been on the same softball team about 4 or 5 weeks.
Okay.
Getting to know the guy. This guy's just a knucklehead. Like he takes the game serious. I'm like, bro, just loosen up a bit. You know, enjoy the game. Have fun, and he's got a chip on his shoulder all the time.
Okay, that's a conclusion. You're not specifying for me what it is that makes you draw that conclusion. What about him makes you feel like he has a chip on his shoulder?
The main thing is that every time he bats, he lets go of it. Like he lets
go of the bat.
He flings it across the field.
And it goes hurling a long distance.
Yes, ma'am.
How long does it go?
Well, it's in a few different instances, but it goes across the pitcher's mound. He's hit a single into the left, and the bat went flying down the third baseline one time.
Okay, so has anybody called that to his attention, that perhaps this is a habit he needs to break?
Yeah, I have many times.
Has anyone else?
Not that I know of, but.
Okay, so how many times have you seen him do that?
At least 3 times.
Okay. And you're suing in court today because what?
He gave me a concussion.
All right. So you're at a game. Which game of the season was this?
This was the 3rd game of the season.
All right. And tell me what happens.
So the 3rd game, I'd already told him, stop. The captain put me behind him in the batting order. I was getting ready to bat. He was. Okay,
I'm going to ask you. Here, I'm going to need you to stop banging the thing.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's distracting.
Yeah.
So you're at the 3rd game, and what happens?
So he's up to bat. I'm standing behind him on the on-deck circle, and.
What's the on-deck circle?
It's just it's like near like the crowd kind of like towards the back where you.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was standing there and.
Near the on-deck circle or in the on-deck circle?
Yes, ma'am. I was inside the on-deck circle.
You were inside the on-deck circle?
Yes.
Okay, go on.
I didn't think this would happen, but he did it again, and he got up to swing, and he let go of it, and he flung it right backwards towards me. And it hit me in the head.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. And what happened to you?
I fainted immediately.
Okay. And then?
They rushed me to the ambulance rushed me to the hospital, and they diagnosed me with a concussion.
Okay. What did the hospital? Did you stay in the hospital, or were you let out after they did their X-rays or MRIs or whatever they did?
Yeah, I was there a couple hours.
All right. And what was the defendant's reaction when this happened?
He didn't care. I mean, I told him he needs to pay for my medical bills, and he's still denying it. He's just.
What do you mean by denying it? What's he saying? That didn't happen. We're not on the same team. What exactly is he saying?
He's saying it's not his fault.
It's not his fault. Why not? If it's his bat that hit your head, why does he think it's not his fault?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, let's find out. All right, Mr. Rodriguez, what happened here?
Derek is completely right. I did, in fact, let go of the bat. It did, in fact, hit him in the head, but he's leaving out key details.
Such as?
The fact that he wasn't standing where he's supposed to be.
Where's he supposed to be standing?
He was supposed to be standing on the on-deck circle, and he wasn't.
He wasn't standing on the on-deck circle?
No, that's not true.
Where was he standing?
Right next to me. While
right
I'm
next to
swinging
you.
the bat.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how far from you was he standing when this happened?
5.
5 feet from you? Did you know that he was standing there?
Gradually, it came to my attention that he was getting closer towards me.
Okay. And so you swing the bat, you let go, and it goes flying how far?
The exact 5 feet. Yeah.
Okay. So you're suggesting it flew the normal amount, and it's his fault for standing so close to you?
I'm suggesting the fact that I am not liable for his negligence.
Because his negligence was standing so close to you?
Yes, he was going against the rules, ma'am.
Okay,
The rules
because
of
the
the game.
rules say you have to be,
On
when
the
you're
on deck.
next at bat, you have to be in the, what's it called again?
On deck circle.
On deck circle. All right. And I mean, did you talk to him and say, dude, I'm sorry. Why were you so close to him? Like, what conversation, if any, did you have with him, or did you not have a conversation with him?
I had a conversation with him the day after.
All right. And how did that conversation go?
It was heated.
Because who called who?
He texted me
And said what?
and just reiterated the fact that I keep on letting go of the bat.
Coming up on Justice for the People.
I was standing there anyway because people don't really take it seriously. You know, people will stand
Oh,
there.
now it's you who doesn't want to take things seriously. You want everything to be a joke, and you have no problem with that.
And later,
Who was paying the parking fee?
That was the defendant. You're
Oh, he was paying the parking fee.
correct.
Is that accurate?
Yes.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. Closed captioning provided by Leon. We're back with a case of Derek Fairfield, who brought Justin Rodriguez to court over a softball injury.
Did you two speak after the concussion?
We did a bit.
And then who called who?
I called him and I said, "Hey man, you gave me a concussion, obviously, and I think you should pay for my medical bills."
And what was his response?
He said, "No, bro. That wasn't my fault. You shouldn't have been standing so close." And I was like, "Dude, I wasn't standing close to you." He's in a state of denial, and he won't admit the fact that he messed up. He's just, like I said,
Is it your testimony that you were standing in, what's that thing called again?
The on deck circle. Man.
That you were standing inside the on-deck circle.
Yes, ma'am. I was standing in the on-deck circle.
Inside the on-deck circle.
I was just standing there to get a better look at the pitch.
I'm sorry, were you inside the on-deck circle at the time that you got hit by a bat? Yes or no?
Yes.
Why then in your sworn complaint do you say I was standing near the on-deck circle? Which is exactly what he says, that you weren't in the on-deck circle.
I mean, I don't know why it says that, but I was inside.
Well, your sworn testimony in the complaint is that you were near it. Why would you say you were near it if you were in it? And that is precisely, I can't help but notice, what his testimony is, that you weren't where you were supposed to be.
I was standing there like, it's supposed to be the rules. You're not supposed to stand in there, but I was standing there anyway because people don't really take it seriously. You know, people will stand there.
Now it's you who doesn't want to take things seriously. You want everything to be a joke, and you have no problem with that.
No, Your Honor, I take things very seriously.
If you take them seriously,
Game time I do. Practice.
All right. Well, but then why are you right behind the batter where you shouldn't be?
I was
What is
not.
it you were trying to do? See the pitcher?
I was trying to look at the picture.
Okay, but you can't get a good look at the pitcher from the on-deck circle like everybody else does?
I was in the on-deck circle.
Why did you say you were near the on-deck circle? And according to you, he was not in the on-deck circle.
No, ma'am.
I believe that's
And
just a
neither of you
typo.
have brought me any witnesses from that day to support either of your positions, correct?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So the 750 represents what? Like is that your entire visit?
That's
or
after insurance coverage.
After insurance?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How do you not feel somewhat responsible for letting go? I mean, how close was he to you? Do you feel like he was literally just up on your grill where he shouldn't have been, and so you're zero responsible?
Yes, ma'am. He was. I don't feel like I should be responsible for someone else's actions, someone's negligence. There was nothing I could do once the bat was let go.
And according to you, the bat only went 5 feet.
5 feet.
And have you actually let go of the bat and where it's gone all the way to third base?
I've let go of the bat before, ma'am. Yes, I have.
In how many occasions did you do that?
3 other instances, ma'am.
Okay. But you're just saying this isn't one of them. this one was his fault.
I believe.
But I mean, everybody lets go of the bat. No one runs with the bat. So, you know, there's the acceptable amount and there's not. And I'm trying to understand how close to you say he was. Your prior testimony was that he was 5 feet away. But you seem to be, you know, like vacillating on that now. How far from you was he?
He might have been farther distance than I said before, ma'am.
Why are you standing where you're not supposed to be standing if you know that he's so reckless, according to you?
You know, I didn't think this would happen. I thought he would have listened to me by now. I've warned him so many times.
On the contrary, it puts you on notice that this might happen because it keeps happening and you keep complaining about it.
Right.
So.
Well, I thought maybe it would have gone through his brain by now that he needs to stop, like, swinging the bat like a maniac. Like, just drop it to the ground, man. It's not that hard. It's softball. Like, I mean, I grew up playing baseball, but, you know, it's an easy sport. It's like, just swing it and then you run. Don't fling it across the field.
But if you know that he has a propensity to do that, why is it then that you continue to, why is it then that you would take the risk of standing too close to him and not be standing where you're supposed to be standing, which is
you're right.
On deck? Instead, you're near the deck, because I do find that you were near the deck. You say in your sworn complaint that you were near the deck. He says you were near the deck. Magically today, because you want to make your case better, you tell me you were in the deck, but you weren't. You weren't. So I find that you weren't, and I'm just trying to understand why anybody would do something as crazy as stand really close to the guy who they're always complaining is constantly doing the wrong thing and letting go of the bat.
I understand. Like I said, I wanted a better view of the pitch.
Yeah, well, that cost you. How'd that go for you? You got a good view of the pitch?
I got a good view, but
yeah, all right.
Not now.
Yeah, all right. Based on the testimony that I've heard from you folks, I'm going to find you each 50% liable. That means that I'm ordering the defendant to pay the plaintiff half of the deductible bill. That would be $375, and I urge you both to be more careful in your actions.
All rise.
Judge Milian has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $375.
I think you should be fully liable for this, buddy. I took the injury, and I still have to pay half of it. Come on.
I'm going to join a different league. I know that for a fact.
Coming up.
Because that's like your entire case, I guess, is he breached because he had stuff in the car. So it made his car more attractive to steal.
What you have is all I have.